Hi, my name is Brizа. It's been 10 years since 10th September 2005, Mirror shocking DEBUTOUR piano gig. What's up with that? Well, I was on tour with Mirror and we were playing songs that would later be released on Shocking Debut album and some more songs. And it was not enough touring for me, I wanted to tour more. And then I had an opportunity to play a solo gig, a classical piano gig, just without Mirror, with the same songs. And I thought, okay, it's really cool, because, you know, you have like Queen, Extra Pan, and Nightwish, lots of bands have this symphonic, classical versions of their songs released. I have been classically trained and lots of my piano music is very classically and symphonically oriented. Okay, I do a classical piano gig with the Mirror songs and then later I go on tour with Mirror again. It was 2005, autumn, and that gig had been very well documented. We had some local TV crew there, we have backstage material, we have all kinds of stuff, we have the original set list, we have posters and press and anything, and it's very good that that gig was documented so well, because the career of Mirror just started and Solowshow was not even planned, not even in someone's head. But that day, 10th September 2005, it happened to be birthday of Solowshow. It was not planned, so I thought, okay, I do a classical piano concert, it's nice, I like it, and maybe people who like symphonic music or symphonic metal or whatever, they will like it. But I thought to add some candy for the people, I thought I will invite some special guest singers for the encore. And I wanted to concentrate only on piano playing at that gig. Usually I sing too, but I didn't sing at that gig. It was completely instrumental. I was only playing piano, no guitar, no bass, no singing. I was only playing piano. And for the encore, I invited some special guests. And one of them was Leif. And that was the first time me and Leif played on stage together.
Oh, the first gig ever. It's hard to remember because it's now around 10 years ago. I think it was in that, was it a kind of museum or somewhere? Mike had a piano solo show there. And I mean solo, not, as you know, solo show. And I was sitting in the audience and enjoying the whole show. And yeah, there was loads of young girls in the audience as well. And yeah, we was all looking at Mike. And yeah, enjoying the show. And I just sat there and thought, oh my god, he's playing without notes. He's playing just from his head down on the keyboard, on the piano there. And yeah, everything sounds so well and good. And he was there all alone on the stage. And before the show started, he came down to me and asked if we would like to do a duet. And I said, yeah, why not? Which song? And of course I knew all his songs from this moment because it's, well, Mr. Briza from Russia. And he decided to sing 2 songs with me, to play 2 songs I had to sing. And I definitely knew the lyrics because I knew these songs very well. And I think that was, yeah, the first show we did together.
The very interesting thing about that gig, so it went under the name Briza, Mirror shocking DEBUTOUR piano gig. Because Shocking DEBUTOUR, it was the first tour of Mirror, and the first album was Shocking Debut and the Shocking DEBUTOUR, so a pun. And that gig was very special because in fact the setlist included so many songs released by Mirror in the future and Solowshow material and the Pleasures material, and you know, it's really strange. So looking at that, I played When Flux Attack, which was later released on Mirror's first single Red Dye in 2006 as one of the B-sides. played Nuclear Sky and Heart of Ice. Both were released by Mirror on the Heart of Ice single in 2007.
We can live and we can learn, but it's nothing that we earn.
I chose to sing Heart of Ice with Mike Breeze because that was one of the most favorite songs of that decade. And yeah, when I met Mike in that toilet room of a store, he was showing his band website, and I checked it out, and I figured out this song, and it was the most catchy lyrics and the most hypnotical words, and I never forgot those lyrics and the song, so I've chosen that.
Heart of ice, how can it be so good? Heart of ice, even when I'm on my knees. Heart of ice, you don't feel anything. Heart of ice.
I played songs that were later released on the Shocking debut album in 2007. Tracks like Goodbye Valentino. You Are Charming Me. And the Storks song. Very interesting that I also played Valentine, which later became the title track of Mirror's second album in 2012, Valentine's Eve, 7 years later. And, you know, that was in the setlist already. And I played several tracks that were released in different versions on Shocking Debut and Valentine's Eve on both Mirror albums in different versions, and these tracks also became, you know, classics for Solowshow gigs. Tracks like Golden Blues. Great Expectations. Saxon School. The gig also featured the first live performance of Solitary Shrine, which was 7 years later, released on Solowshow's first album, Visual Acoustic. And this time the guest vocals were sung by Janusz, who co-wrote some lyrics, some songs with me for both Mirror and Solowshow. Thing. So I mentioned Pleasures before. It was Leif's band that he was just starting to launch at that time, and you know, Solowshow didn't exist yet. It was just one song we were doing together.
The night when Майка and me did our first show together was really kind of magic, because we played songs and created songs this night which later turned to classic music for a later career.
My main band was Mirror and his main band was Pleasures, and at the rehearsal, and we have that footage, he was playing the song that, you know, Happy End, which was later released in 2006 by the Pleasures on the Greatest Hits album.
I still had that one song in my head and I thought, oh, well, that was a good one.
Coming back to the Solowshow aspect of the project, there was just one song we were doing together. It was Heart of Ice, and at the rehearsal, Life was mocking me, you know, imitating me in my Russian accent and how I play piano.
Ich bin Майка und ich spiele heute Abend Shocking DEBUTOUR, auch Grand Piano. Und geht los. Da, niet.
Da, niet. Kannst du mich da ein bisschen genau bei diesem so...
Okay,
sonst
wir versuchen jetzt ein
Spiel den Lauf hoch,
Ja.
halt's kurz an, stell den Blickkontakt her und dann geht's weiter.
Ich glaube, das geht. Wir versuchen das jetzt.
Ja, und nochmal Solo dann.
Oh, der Übergang.
And then, at the showtime, Heart of Ice was the very last number, and it still is at the most gigs that I play, but they are Mirror or Solowshow. Heart of Ice is usually the final encore. And we were doing that, and we felt like, you know, goosebumps there, and hair was standing on my neck or wherever I had hair, and it was something special and magic, and we thought, oh, and the audience noticed that, and later people came to us and they said, it's really cool that that song you did together, maybe do something together in the future. And that's how it all started. So that's the big difference how Solowshow started, because, you know, Mirror has been my dream since my childhood, and I think for Life, with Pleasures, he always wanted to be part of the glam rock, glam metal band, and so it's been a dream. But Solowshow, it's a totally different thing. It's something that evolved, it just came about, and, you know, nobody expected, and we are still in 2005, and it's not called Solowshow yet, but we call it so because it was the first gig we did together.
The funny thing about it is that we didn't know it at this time, but yeah, later we made some songs out of it.
2005 marks the first studio recording of me and Life, and it was the original ballad version of Nuclear Sky.
Hand in hand we walk into the clouds. All the reasons for these walkabouts. Hand in hand we walk into the flight. Still the sun went down before we came.
It was later released in 2007 as B-side for the Heart of Ice single, and then we played it a lot with Mirror on the Solowshow, and the rock version with my vocals made it on Valentine's Eve. But Nuclear Sky, the original ballad version, featured Leif's voice, and he was a special guest in the studio. So the year 2005 marks my first work with Leif, both on stage, Heart of Ice, and in the studio, Nuclear Sky. And that's where it all started, and it felt really good, but we had no plan. How should we do it? Is it a band? Is it a project? Is it a solo project? This is one of the reasons why later, many years later, we called it Solowshow. It's a kind of joke, because in the beginning it was like Mike Briz Solowshow featuring Life, and then it became the opposite, because very soon we are speaking in September 2005, and then October 2005. That was already the second time me and Leif were on stage together. Leif was disbanding his then band Jubilee, because he wanted to concentrate on the pleasures.
I do very well remember the second show of Mike and me. It was very close to the first show, and it was a kind of a funeral for my other and former band called Jubilee. And I played loads of Jubilee songs there, and in the end of the show I asked Mike to do a special part, and me and my former bass player, we asked Mike to do our song together. And that song was called Talk to Death, and that was an old Jubilee song. And we never rehearsed it before with Mike and my bass player and me. I knew the song, Mike knew it as well, and we just started to play it.
We talk to death this way. I know we can't get anything if that's the way we play. And we're down through the telephone lines. It's between her and me and her. No one else would listen to me. I'm a growing old, weak, strong and seeking the best way for ourselves.
Well, and then it went on and it went on. We booked a small tour in Germany and Russia. We played Moscow for the first time, several gigs, and that was still called, I think, Mike and Life, or M and L, something like that. The name Solowshow came later, then the W in the middle came. We wrote later our first songs together. Last Garden was the first.
I was waiting for you with my hands on my face. You were under after reading my trace. You saw me there and then you knew.
What's the biggest dream was the second.
Imagine what would be if you had one wish for free. Oh, please don't ask me why. This idea is coming by. A fairy would come and tell bad times will go to hell.
And yeah, he was on the phone and said, oh, you know, we remember our old songs, and I got the possibility to do a record, and would you like to join? And I thought, oh my god, now everything starts over again. And I thought, okay, yes, why not?
And 2012, we had an album, we had a band, we had an album, acoustic was released, boom, and here we go.
We decided to repeat it, and we did it once, and we did it twice, and for today we can't stop.
Now Solowshow history continues, new songs come, new gigs come. Will you rock with us?
Time moves by, it melts. My love, but there's some things that's gonna change. I know, oh
Hui is one of the most, I guess, favorite word of Mr. Bandleader Mike Breeze. And yeah, everything is hui in his kind of language and world. If he's in good mood, he said, hello, hui are you? And if he's in bad mood, he said, fuck the hui. And if he needs to drink something, he says, hui. Yeah, hui is everything in Mike's world. I guess it's something nasty.